Every day feels like a bad day. My biggest fear is you will walk away. The battle's here, and I'm standing in the fire. So take my hand, and we will stay alive. So let's take this time to feel it on our lives. 'Cause if we don't, the fight will eat the love alive. Stuck in self-destruct, and we can't wake up. Don't wanna give it away. Can't make me give it away. Don't eat the love alive. Don't eat the love alive. Don't eat the love alive. Don't eat the Don't eat the alive.
You don't have to. No, you don't have to say those words again. Oh no. And you don't have to. No, you don't have to go and explain yourself. 'Cause I ain't gonna listen. Yeah, all you wanted was a souvenir to remember it all. Yeah, you tore it apart down to every last piece. Yeah, a souvenir, another story to tell. And I gotta know how to find happiness in the wrong place. 'Cause it never ends, it's there in all ways. It's evident you never change for our sake. Maybe I can't just say we're falling now. Your little black book ran out of pages. 'Cause if you're gonna take it all, then baby, don't waste it. You only want it if you know you're gonna break it. Just another souvenir for the take, yeah. Just take it. Baby, just say yeah. You don't have to. No, you don't have to say those words again. Oh no. And you don't have to. No, you don't have to go and explain yourself. 'Cause I ain't gonna listen. Yeah, all you wanted was a souvenir to remember the fall. To go and tell your friends you were there for it all.
4 wide for the lead into turn number 3. Coming to the line. Who's going to get it done? Green flag, we're racing. Get your foot there. 3 wide. He got it. He's got it. He's got it.
Get there, no!
Endless is going to win.
Wow!
The Barr FTF Cup Series welcomes you to the virtual Circuit of the Americas in Austin, Texas. It's race 3 of the Barr FTF Cup Series season, and tonight we turn left and right for the first time this year for the Meowdy Partner 200K here from Austin. So glad to have you with us tonight here from COTA, the new and improved COTA that hopefully won't race like garbage. Jacob Hitz, Caleb Hoffman here with you. Because we're using a unique layout that Zach Johnson didn't make a camera pack for, I'd like to thank Finian at Sim TV for these cameras that Josh Chin may or may not have handed to us under the table. Appreciate that. Nonetheless, here we are, ready to go. And hopefully the computer lasts, Caleb.
Yeah, we remember how 2024 went. Try to avoid that here tonight, but yeah, big adjustment here for these drivers tonight with the new format, obviously. Excited to get everybody acclimated and going. Pacing right now, but 44 cars going to be lined up, ready to go.
You drowning over there? What's happening?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure that out myself.
All right, let's take a look at our starting grid for tonight's race. What the? Ain't no way. Ain't no way. All right, that's what I thought.
Waffling about.
Thank you, Graham Boland, for actually showing up on the graphic. I was about ready to jump into a conniption. Sean Conklin's on pole, Wyatt Tinsley to the outside. Parker White, Daniel Falkingham in row 2. Of course they are. Kevin King with Van Drugmond in row 3. Graham Boland, Joe Armstrong, Ryan Hunter, and Brandon Hawken rounding out the top 10.
Looking on back, we have Kwame Scott and Alex Chilcutt in row number 6. Blake Reynolds and Seth DeMerchant, row number 7. Jordy Lopez and Brian Mercurio in row number 8. Lawson Peel and Nate Stewart, row number 9. And Jake Nichols and Seth Knoll round out your top 20, making up row number 10.
21st tonight is Josh Chin, fresh to the outside. Then it's Van de Sant and Kyler Wynn, Jonathan Oates, Aaron Smith, Christian Kendall, Chris Wetz, Gabriel Dahari, and Ryan Doucette rounding out the top 30.
David Cabrera and Santiago Tires in row number 16. Ryan Andrew and Lance Hill in row number 17. William White and Kevin McAdams. Cosmin Aneshu and David L. Brown in row number 19. Brian Sabelski and Justin Malillo, 39th and 40th. 4 more cars round out the field. Jonathan Cutlip, Brett Pancari, Art Reimer, and Jake Poole.
Clearly, I do not know these cameras very well. Hey, we have race cars. Look at that. We're looking at race cars. They have one more lap to green here from COTA. That pace car's new? Question mark?
Yeah.
I have never seen that thing on the racetrack. Okay, that's good.
At least a new paint scheme on that thing.
Yeah.
It's the BMW.
Let's take a closer look. Shout out.
Hello. Safety car.
Yeah.
Very F1-y, but I guess it works at Circuit of the Americas.
Hopefully we're not going to need it much tonight. As, there we go. Now we're focused on the correct car. It's a Beamer. BMW. Shout out.
Yeah, and there's the weird part right here. Obviously, it's been the talk of the town in real life as well. But instead of taking the entire backstretch section, there you go. You can see we're cutting about half of it off. So not going to have that long straightaway that leads us down into the S's.
Should be a good one. It's tough for me to tell. I don't have like a telestrator to highlight. But if you're looking like at the top right section of the racetrack, the final couple of corners of the S's, and then the giant straightaway, we're cutting most of that away. And you'll figure it out as time goes on. So it's Sean M. Conklin and Wyatt Tinsley on the front row here at Circuit of the Americas. Conklin's had a pretty good start to the year this year with a couple of solid runs. The winner at Daytona in the Tiny Text in May, the Barr Visuals FTF 500, and had a solid car last week at Atlanta. And now at our first non-plate race excursion, here we are, ready to go. Turn left and right, and he puts it P1. Remember, Parker White has yet to win a race this year. Today could be his first opportunity to cash in and win in 2025. He did not show up last week. And then 3 weeks ago on the Barr Officials FTF 500, could not get the job done. In fact, what happens? Is this broken? Oh, it's broken. All right, then we're just going to take that down. I was worried that was going to happen. Here we go. Pace cars in. Glad you're watching 53 laps around Circuit of the Americas. Green flag and FTF is underway.
Soon.
Where's the start line, gang? There it is. Boogity, boogity, boogity.
Oh, look at Kevin King already making it 3 wide here, getting tight. Contact between Parker White and White. Tinsley. Craziness. Everybody's fanning out. Art Reimer through the pack.
Somehow they made it. Whoa, somebody threw the grass.
Kyler Wynn.
Another car spins in the background there. Couldn't tell exactly who it was. Oh, another one around. That's, I think, DeMerchant it is. He loops it through the S's, but we stay green.
Oh, and Frisch turns Nate Stewart around.
Still green on this first lap. Here they go to turn 12. Here are the leaders. Now down to turn 13. Conklin out ahead. It's Kevin King second. A chaotic first lap. Hey, where's the field? There it is. All right. Parker White is third. Wyatt Tinsley fourth. And Graham Bolin in the 77 rounds out the top 5 as they make their way closer and closer to, well, here's turn 18. Here comes the pack. So some incidents on the first lap. Ryan Doucette decided to start from the pit lane. And Caleb, I think that might have been the best option because he avoided all of this chaos. That's not who I wanted to focus on. Here's the leader out of the final corner to lead the opening lap once he gets to the start-finish line, wherever it is.
Right there, Jacob.
Frisch.
And yeah, good.
Frisch in trouble. He went out really wide in the last corner and lost some spots.
And
William White. It is the 33. And he said earlier that he wasn't necessarily a big fan of this racetrack, almost backed out of the race, but made the show on speed. And here he is just having a good old time as we focus in. Let's go mid-pack maybe, where some cars are close to being side by side. That's Falkingham in the 39. You've got the 19 there. That's Van Drugmond making, I think, his first start of the year as here they go through that in-between bit as they get ready to head to turn 12.
And this was that end of the long straight last year.
Yeah.
You can see headed up through the S's now.
Well, this isn't the S's. The S's are out of the first
Other
one.
side. Yeah.
It's dumb, I know, but
You know, Ryan Hunter, Jordy Lopez all in this group. Brendan Hawken behind.
that's Hawken in the 49. Art Reimer is in the 099, which is a subtly different race car. By the way, Parker White has taken second away from Kevin King through that latter half of the racetrack as the leader is back to start and finish. Stage end is at lap 15. Pits will close at the start of lap 14. So once the leader begins the 14th lap, that's when pits will close. And so let's drift a little further back in the field here. This is Blake Reynolds to the inside of Alex Chilcutt in the 81.
Oh, little contact
trouble.
between Reynolds and
Chin around the top of the hill. And where is he? There he is. Oh, and Dahari's sideways. Think he got, and then he runs into Chin. I think that was just checking up, and then he got hit from behind. Let's take a look and see what happened. Well, there you have it. Chin just lost it all on his own. Then watch Dahari here, the black and yellow car, and he just lost it. And David Cabrera bounces off of him. Chin able to get it rolling. He's now 44th, dead last.
So easy to do that too at the top of the hill in turn number 1, getting back downhill and onto the rest of the racetrack. I mean, getting on the throttle car is very touchy, and that was a big spot in practice as well, obviously. Really one of the primary challenges of this racetrack. Configuration be damned.
Trouble. Lance Hill is around. This is, I think, out of turn 12, turn 13, somewhere in that mix. He has got it going. He was in the back of the pack to begin with, making his first start this season in the 36. Shift back, if we can, to, where were we? Were we here with this battle? The Mercurio, it's chilled out for now. You had Lawson Peel all over the back bumper. DeMerchant is in that group here as well. Sean Conklin has a 2-second lead over Parker White in second.
And I mean, Conklin's doing fantastic right now at the front of this field. Was about 0.3 faster than Parker White last lap. On board with Seth the Merchant. This is deeper back in the pack. You can see Aaron Smith in the number 70 behind him. This battle for 17th starting to brew.
Shift a little further ahead because here's Wyatt Tinsley attacking Kevin King for that third spot. Of course, Wyatt did not make the eNASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing Series this off-season. Thought maybe he was going to shift away from the sim for a little bit. Did not run the Barr Visuals FTF 500, wasn't signed up in the series, but decided once we got to Atlanta, you know what, I got the itch. Let's get right back behind the wheel, and here he is picking up right where he has left off in these last couple of years. A factor here in the Barr Visuals FTF Cup Series. Was so close to being champion a couple of years ago. Came up just short behind Kevin King at the end of 2022. He's made the playoffs the last 2 years, and he would love to be a contender again this year.
And I mean, you know he will be if he's here every week. And again, the big talk this year has been about the new cars. Obviously saw the 87s in use at Atlanta, but back to the next gen for this week and next here and Phoenix. So a little bit of familiarity. And you can see on board Wyatt Tinsley right now.
After that, I'm not sure we have an answer after Phoenix next week because Las Vegas was supposed to be our first race with the Gen 4 cars, but we know that they're not going to be ready in time. So what we're going to replace them with, the admins aren't sure yet. They're still trying to figure that out. I know Vegas has put on some solid racing with these race cars in the past, so I wouldn't be surprised if maybe that Vegas race turns into a next-gen event. You saw Joe Armstrong pull over there in the background for just a moment. I believe he had a furrowed black flag, maybe cut the course, had to give some time up, pulled over, lost the spot that way. But Wyatt Tinsley not backing down from Kevin King, especially really from the cut-in around the racetrack to the start-finish line is where he is having an impact. I don't know where we are on the racetrack anymore. Hello? There, okay, there are cars. Let's just stay here. Fox mode, extreme zoom. Here we are. I know this corner. I know this corner. There they are. There they are. There they go. There they are again. There's your leader. There's Parker White. And then there's the battle we're watching for that third spot as they come up the hill. 5 laps already complete. Make it 6 laps here as Conklin hits the start-finish line.
Yeah, and again, all things considered, doing laps, logging them pretty quickly here. About a minute 30, minute 35 for Sean Conklin, who is one of the fastest cars on the racetrack last time by. Obviously, that'll fall off as we get a little further into this run. On board with Wyatt Tinsley right now is this is the S's, the correct terminology. Going into turn 6 here.
And here's the Mario Kart shortcut, as Brad Perez essentially called it.
Into what is normally turn 12.
Yep. Now we'll come down into turn 13 here. And they'll head to turn 15. There you see Lawson Peel trying to get alongside Brian Mercurio. Can't get it to work. Justin Malillo update. There he is. Where's Justin running right now? He's last. Trouble. What happened?
What do you mean what happened? This is just
what happened? But like he wasn't like Josh Chin spun and was far behind everybody. What happened? Oh, trouble. Speaking of, Jake Poulin. That's a teammate.
Oh
man.
Hold on to it.
He's down to 40th. You doing all right, driver? All right. I think we're doing all right. Thought that was about to get ugly, but sorted it out. Jake back in the 40th position right now. Hey, I don't want to jinx anything, but I am pleasantly surprised that start went as well as it did. Yeah, we had contact. I'm talking on the back end of things as David Cabrera goes a little wide through turn 1. Keeps it pulled. Whoa, look out.
No.
Look out. And now McAdams and David L. Brown with nowhere to go. This is 28th, 29th, and 30th.
Oh, and David L. Brown almost gets into the back end of Kevin McAdams.
He may.
Yeah, I don't know if he made that.
He may have been hit by Cabrera getting through the S's there, and that's what kind of forced him wide. Oh, okay. That was a connection issue for Cabrera, not a CPU issue. Or maybe a CPU issue on his end, not mine. So Cabrera going to try and set him up here. All over the back bumper of that 83. So this is short course adjacent. I don't think this is the exact course that they are running, but it's pretty close.
Yeah, and the only difference between what we're running tonight and what Cup will be running tomorrow is in the Mario Kart section, as I guess we're referring to it, there's a little kick that we're running tonight that they aren't in real life. So in real life, it's just going to be kind of a clean edge that they run across. You'll turn into 6A, straight on into 6B and onto that backstretch section. You'll see there's a little chute area that you got to account for here for us tonight.
So let's go back. Here's Alex Chilcutt as he comes through. This is the shortcut.
Right there.
Yeah. So they've essentially made a new turn specifically for NASCAR this weekend, called it 6A. So it's close to what you'll see tomorrow or what you saw earlier today in the Xfinity Series, but it's not exactly the same. Speaking of, and we're probably going to have this debate for a while, what in the world are we going to call the Xfinity Series after this year? Because Xfinity said they're not coming back. They're not renewing the sponsorship. So what are we going to call it? Could we just call it Grand National and say who needs sponsors? We have sponsors.
No, we're gonna call it Proud NASCAR Premier Series sponsor partner. Busch is gonna come back. We're gonna have the NASCAR Busch Series. We're gonna have the Craftsman Truck Series, and it's gonna be based.
Calling Sprint.
The Sprint Series.
Might as well call it that with the stages.
Yeah.
Here's Armstrong with Daniel Falkingham just in front of him. This is 6th on the racetrack. They go through turn 1. The NASCAR iRacing Series IRL NIS. It's hard for me to believe that Xfinity has been doing this for 10 years.
I know, it's wild. I remember thinking it sounded weird that it wasn't the Nationwide Series anymore. And
yep.
Yeah, here we are. It's been the Xfinity Series for the last 10 years.
And it's lasted double the length of the Nationwide sponsorship. It's close to it at
Yeah.
least. Nationwide took over in 08, so not quite.
Yeah, 14.
Close. Good times.
Armstrong here still working on Daniel Falkingham. Van Drugman is behind him. Ryan Hunter. Pretty tight-knit group here, all things considered.
I was going to say, he's got pressure from behind him. If he can't get to the back of Falkingham and make a move, some of these guys behind Armstrong might be just willing to essentially take the trash out here. Pun intended. Waste management on the hood of the 022.
That was good hits. That was good.
Yep.
And down the front straightaway, going to be going up the hill into turn number 1 here. See if Jordy Lopez can set Hunter up. He'll get right on that back bumper. Then going back down, the 97 retains that advantage.
Ben can pop in and correct me if I'm wrong, but since we're on a road course, obviously we get the caution at the start of, the pits close at the start of lap 14. this is the rare time where we do have a stage break as long as we stay green for the next 5 laps. So,
correct.
Yeah. So I could have checked the rule book, but Ben's more accurate. So, and a lot easier for me to ask Ben than it is.
Ben is the rule book.
Flip through Discord to find the rule book. So.
You know, so everybody has that to kind of plan around again, unless we get a caution here in the next 4 laps. So
trouble, McAdams. Where is he going?
By.
He must have gotten help. What the heck happened to
Had
Kevin?
to have, yeah. That's a weird spot to spin out on your own.
Huh?
Wow,
Wow,
we got the
no,
curve.
he just lost it and then decided, you know what? Let's get out of the way so we can go the right way. He's now 32nd.
As for position in that group that we were watching, Jordy Lopez was able to get around Ryan Hunter. That's now opened up Brandon Hawken. They're side by side. Into turn number 1. Hawken able to complete that pass. Call Me Scott wanted a piece of it as well. But they will go back single file formation here. Into turns 3 and 4.
Something else we get to deal with tonight? Single file restarts.
Yay.
I'm excited. Because you and I both
Listen,
know that
I was
they...
about to say.
Whoa! Graham Bolin sticking it in under Kevin King. You and I both know they won't be able to handle double wide to turn 1 again. They already couldn't handle it the first time. So they can't do it again.
Yeah, they were going crazy, going ham on that initial start. Had 3 or 4 incidents that first lap, but we've kept it green, like you said. All things considered, a pretty clean start, I'd say. Graham Bolin and Kevin King, though, 4th and 5th right now. Bolin is doing a great job trying to set up this number 29. I don't know if I would have given him a shove right there to let him get that momentum up and run away from you, but down the front stretch here into turn number 1, Bolin's going to have a great opportunity here to try to outbreak Kevin King, and there he goes.
Locked up. Kevin locked up, and Bolin to the inside. He is clear, maybe, not yet. Kevin getting him back. Side by side through the S's. Somebody's going to have to give up. Whoa, contact! And that's going to
open the door for Falkingham.
Absolutely, and he'll take that spot. Thank you very much. I was about to say I'm surprised that Kevin King's even here. We both know how much he despises road courses, and any chance he get, he'll put somebody else in the 29 car instead. Couldn't believe that he qualified as well as he did. Couldn't believe he's up at the front as long as he has been. Here he is now in 6th after the contact between Bolin and King. Let's take a look.
I mean, yeah, this is just contact right here, and Falkingham sees it and just goes for it. And what a big move there from the 39. You can see there's Kevin. Yeah.
Man.
And Kevin right here has an opportunity to hang there, but it's just so difficult because now Graham has the advantage going into the S's, and then that contact, just any chance of it is gone, and even opens the door for Falkingham, and he loses that spot.
Well, and I think that contact, too, came from the fact that Graham was trying to stay on the racetrack. If you watch, he's almost like he's at the curb and is trying to turn back on to stay on the racetrack, and that's where the contact came from. Meanwhile, we have pit stops. Parker White, Wyatt Tinsley, and more on the pit lane. The next time Conklin comes around to the start-finish line, the pits will close. So drivers behind the 54 choosing to come onto pit road now. Brandon Hawken takes fuel only. Parker White and Wyatt Tinsley, who we just saw, took 4 tires. What is Justin Melillo doing? Hey, pal, leader behind you. We're good. Right now, your top 15 cars have stayed out on the racetrack as Conklin is going to be coming around to start lap 14, and that will close the pits.
Kevin King gets turned off the nose of Joe Armstrong. Armstrong will pull off the track. Kevin King does a loop and gets back on track.
Let's take a look. See what happened. Oh, man, I think it's when Joe got the curb, it kind of kicked him up into Kevin there. Let's watch from the back of the 29. Yeah.
And that's just really unfortunate that it sends Kevin around and all that. We're just talking about how good of a run he had going. He's now 12th.
Pits are closed, 2 to go in the stage. This is the battle for 12th on the racetrack. Meanwhile, Sean M. Conklin casually with an 11.5-second lead over Graham Boland. And obviously some guys did pit, which has helped Conklin's part. But for now, Conklin far and away out ahead of the field. Come through the S's here. Again, we're watching King and Armstrong. This is 12th and 13th on the track. William White's had some trouble. Oh, that's out of the last corner.
Tough spot to be spun around in. And back to Kevin and Joe here. And Joe obviously felt bad about that contact and pulled off. But, I mean, if he's not careful, he'll get right back on that bumper again.
He'll do it again, he says, as he goes outside through turn 15, and that's not quite going to work. Caution. As Conklin hits the start-finish line to end the stage. I thought we still had another lap. Maybe I'm wrong and don't know the rules. But Sean M. Conklin wins stage number 1. Green and white checkered flag out. Sean M. Conklin gets the job done, wins stage 1. And we'll get to see them come around, and everybody that stayed out essentially and did not pit will do so now.
A great first stage there from Sean Conklin, and again, a great refresher here for everybody else. Get to catch back up. See Justin going and getting his lap back, but Graham Boland will be right back here after being 11 seconds back. Interested to see pit road-wise what we see out of a lot of these guys. Parker White, first car that did come down the pit road, he is in 16th.
See how far back he is as he catches up to the tail of the pack as they sneak their way to the shortcut. What is essentially the shortcut. I want to thank all the folks for watching us here on FTF. Race number 3 of the long season. Still got a long way to go in this race, and only, what, 8 more months to go? After
something like that.
We finally finished February. We're finally in March. Let the madness begin. We end this season in November. Not quite as late this year as last year. Shout out to the blue and red lights atop the pace car.
Got a police car.
Yeah. Pull over. Do they send this out if you speed on pit road? All right, pits are open. At least they should be. I'm going to turn early. I don't know where we are on this stupid racetrack. So Conklin and company. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, here they are. Flipped to that camera a little bit too soon. Also had no idea where that camera was going to go. So Parker White will take the lead of the race. As everybody else gets a chance to come down to pit road for service, 4 tires, and fuel.
Must be good here for everybody. You know, I think we have to wait to see what this restart looks like before we can truly see which one's better. Look at Reynolds coming off pit lane, Joe Armstrong.
Fuel only for those guys. 2 tires for 2 tires for Drugman, 4 for Conklin. Falkingham, not sure. I think Iris broke there, but he should have taken 4 tires. Let's switch back to that camera for Parker White. And let's go to a commercial break. We will be back in just a moment. Parker White, your leader under the stage caution here at Circuit of the Americas. Back here on FTF, 16 laps are complete. Parker White is your race leader. Some folks decided to make the call, I thought somebody did, to come onto pit road and top off. But everybody else here ready to go. Lights are out atop the pace car, so we will come to green this time by. That'll put 17 laps complete. Still a long way to go. In the end, somebody is going to come out of here with the win. Oh my. Oh. Okay, yeah, this works. On board the pace car. What happens if I take that? Yeah, perfect. What happens if I... Oh, yeah, that won't work. What happens if I do that? Excellent.
Little pace car lower third action.
Let's just take in the view here at Circuit of the Americas. Look at that. How about
brought to us by
here we
Google
go.
Maps?
Yeah, it does have that Google Maps quality, doesn't it?
Big
Otherwise,
Google Earth vibes.
The cars would be blinking every 5 seconds if we had any more trees on that track. So.
Need some Microsoft Flight Sim action going on.
At this point, I'm just messing around because I have no idea what a lot of these do. Okay, that's the... I don't know why that one's pointed at race cars. That's turn 12, so nothing going on there. There's just a black hole in the infield of the racetrack. That's very cool. Just the S's. We've got race cars. Yep, we've got race cars.
Apologies to any viewers with motion sickness.
Yeah, really. All right, well, let's get the tightest shot possible on the race leader, Parker White.
Yeah.
Shift to this one. There we go. So we might actually see something as they go down into turn number 1. Pace car heads to the safety of pit road, and that could be the last time we see the pace car on the racetrack. Parker White is back up through the gears, and we are back to racing here at Circuit of the Americas.
And they definitely went a lot earlier than they did on the initial start there. Parker White, Wyatt Tinsley lead us down into turn number 1 at the top of the hill. Tinsley going to be looking to the outside. Going to try to get to that back bumper of Parker White. Can't. And Parker going to try to build that lead out. Up to half a second already. Brandon Hawken in tow trying to attack the 78 for second.
I think that's the good news about them going early. Less of a land rush going into turn number 1, and we're able to get through a lot cleaner. Some battles further back in the field, but Wyatt Tinsley is not done with Parker White yet as they make their way down to turn 12.
White, Tinsley, Hawkins still your top 3. And Tinsley doing a good job. That gap was up to about 0.6, and Tinsley's closed it back down to half that. Hitting all over the back bumper of the 95. And doing a good job at shrugging off Brandon Hawken behind as well.
So it only took us 2 races and 18 laps before it turned into the Parker White show.
We're not there yet. Wyatt Tinsley's still here. You can see a big dive bomb in turn number 1. You never know.
Floor it. Triple for Cabral. Look out, Conklin! Cabrera got high, wide, and handsome, and then Conklin got turned around. He's still going, but he's back in 26th. As here is Oates trying to go around the outside. More battles here as Christian Kenmo goes wide. The field stacking
Conklin
up.
gets tapped again. I thought he was going to go around with contact with Kyler Wynn behind. He does a good job to hang on to it here as Kevin King and Joe Armstrong go side by side.
That ain't
and those
work.
two have that
There
history.
they
They're
go.
going to go around again.
Look out! Everybody avoids somehow. How in the world did they avoid Kevin King spinning back into the S's like that? Unbelievable. And that was a great shot. Just on board with Conklin, and there they go.
And again, those two have been at it
from high above.
I mean, they're side by side.
I think Joe just kind of turns down into him there. I mean, nowhere for Kevin to go. He's in the racing line. He's at the curb. What more could you ask for? Well,
yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things where you're following your line, and Kevin King is there, so you gotta be cognizant of that. Joe definitely, I don't think, meant to turn him or do anything like that. Just unfortunately, those cars come together, and kind of a racing deal. But unfortunate for Kevin King. Yeah, you can see that finds himself all the way back in 30th right now.
Not great. Oh, he about looped it there coming out of 1. Meanwhile, at turn 12, this is Alex Van de Sant in 4th, Seth DeMerchant in 5th.
And they called it a racing deal as well. So good call there by the admins. On that one it's true. I'll tell you what, it is really hairy back here. Looks like starting with the 17th, 18th position around here. They're 3 wide almost. Brian Mercurio and Cabrera are side by side. Ryan Hunter in this group. Christian Kendall. Lawson Peel, Sean Conklin, your pole sitter up here.
Conklin's still fighting. Whoa, and Christian Kendall sideways, all trying to stay off the 12, and around goes Peel. He hit a banana peel, and around goes Lawson.
You're just full of the puns tonight, aren't you?
Oh, full of them. I think he got hit in the door as they were coming around through. Let's take a look. Maybe bounced off of Conklin. Yeah, Conklin kind of hip checks him, and around he goes. That's a similar situation to what we saw with Armstrong and Kevin King, but this time in reverse, where Conklin turns in and spins Peel out. But, I mean, Peel didn't necessarily have a great angle into that corner, but still a car there.
And again, it's just one of those things where this is a very tight racetrack, and that's going to happen if you're running side by side like this.
Oh, man, I thought Kwame Scott was about to be wrecked. He sorted it out. And the Rabideau car this week, that 93.
But, I mean, they haven't calmed down up ahead of them. Kevin McAdams doing a great job here in a battle with Jordy Lopez. A little further back from where we're at with Kwame.
Where are they? Oh, 29th. Way back here.
Yeah, some familiar faces with Van Druckmann is back here, Josh Chin. Drugman actually going for a pass on McAdams onto the front straight. And Kevin comes over the radio and says, "Why are all the fast guys back here?"
Because they're wrecking. Kyler Wynn getting by Chilcutt. 23rd. Make their way through the S's. DeMerchant, Van de Sant again. DeMerchant makes the pass happen. Van de Sant, I think, gave him a little tap in the rear end out of 12. But DeMerchant holds on.
And if you look at our top 10 right now, just all those names on the left-hand side of your screen, really with the exception of Nate Stewart, they all kind of have that in common, where we haven't talked about them much because they haven't been getting in any incidents. So if you run a clean race first and foremost, you know, I feel like that's your best shot here, because the guys, even with raw speed, like your Sean Conklin, who is outrunning Parker White earlier in this race. I mean, he's back in 19th right now, and he has to battle his way back through the entire field just to get back to where he was. So as long as you keep minding your own business, I think keeping your car on the racetrack, not running out of space, not running into other cars, you're going to have a lot better of a shot at the end of this thing than otherwise.
Well, now remember, your top 12 cars on the racetrack pitted before the stage caution. So those guys that were at the front are further back in traffic because they pitted under the yellow. They did not go track position. They decided to get the stage points instead, as Boy, some calamity in the back of the pack in turn one. I just saw a lot of red on the scoring pylon. But they sorted out. Back here with Christian Kendall, Aaron Smith and company. Now Ryan Hunter and David Cabrera through the shortcut. That was close.
Cabrera actually locks it up. This is just ahead of them with Sean Conklin and Chris Wetz.
Here's a gaggle.
Oh man, yeah it is.
Oh man, Bolin behind, almost trying to go 3 wide here. Let's take it in from high above.
See Graham Bolin alongside Santi Tires. Santi's been taking that line.
What are track limits?
Didn't work for him quite there. Gonna actually even let Brian Mercurio get in. Down the longest straightaway on this racetrack.
Crash, Kyler Wynn. Oh, and he pulls out into Josh Chin. And now you've got 3 cars stopped. William White's the other. We will stay green. It's at the back of the pack. And now Kyler Wynn is blinking. Let's take a look and see what happened. They were racing hard back here. This is Kyler Wynn and David Cabrera into the final corner, and he just drifts it, loses a ton of time. And then down here, this is the last corner. And I think just lost it again. I don't think there was contact with Kevin King. And then he just blatantly pulls out into traffic and turns Josh Chin around. And then nowhere for William White to go. And Kyler Wynn piles back in again.
And I mean, even then, I feel like Kyler Wynn there would have turned in on Kevin King. See what this looks like from Josh Chin's point of view. And Josh Chin, I think, pretty rightfully a little upset there. Yeah, I mean, he just gets taken out.
Oh, and then gets hit right in the door. It pointed him back in the right direction, but at what cost? That's the second incident now for Chin. See him locking the tires up like crazy. Just trying to get that thing to go. I wonder if he has a meatball flag. If that car's really broken just based off of the way he got hit. And it's definitely not driving properly. He is wheeling that thing.
Oh, and they're side by side right now.
Oh!
Contact!
He got Kyler back
into the barrier.
Kyler's broke. Right front wheel destroyed on that car. And he's going to limp it to pit road. Let's take a look. Was this a swipe? Oh, yeah, it was. That's beef.
Yep.
It may have been convenient broken race car, but them gloves.
And Kyler has just parked it at the start-finish line. And looks like parked it.
I mean, definitely not great as far as optics are concerned. And then we'll follow Kyler here to see the shenanigans at start-finish. Lance Hill had already parked the car, so he's last. Kyler Wynn will finish in the 43rd position. And here comes Kyler around and around and around. Who put this building in the way? And he parks it pretty much at start and finish and goes home. Race over for the 182. Meanwhile, Josh Chin is still out on the racetrack, still limping around.
And Josh Chin was given a black flag for that contact, so I think
understandable.
Still waiting to serve it. You can see him come in here. Things you don't have to worry about when you're right now cruising around in the top 10. Those guys all fanned out. Really your first battle for position. And even then, it's maybe is Grant Bolin and Kwame Scott. As there's Josh Chin, penalty served. We're looking at a mountain.
Forgot I was selected on that camera. Parker White with a 1.4 second lead. Wyatt Tinsley was closing that gap slowly but surely, but it has since eroded. So we'll keep our eyes on the traffic further back. The battle's on the racetrack. Nope, that's not who I was looking for. Ryan Andrews, the car I was looking for here. So he's essentially leading a string of cars around the racetrack with Bolin, Mercurio, and Kwame Scott in this conga line. What?
We don't use that corner anymore, Jacob.
Then why is it in the camera pack? Why are you here if we don't use that corner?
Grant Bolin and Ryan Andrew here. This battle is for 12th. Brian Mercurio hoping to be a benefactor here, though. He can get around. Ryan Andrew is trying to get Grant Bolin's car upset. Almost opens the door for the 41.
Oh, it might. Here we go. Fox Sports shot, and there goes the 41. And that's just
to make sure we can see the way that the drivers are
locking up,
turning their hands here.
Up the hill. See the whites of their eyes. Let's take a look. It's
not zoomed in enough.
Getting by Falkingham. All right, fine. That good enough for you? That good enough for you?
Ah, yeah.
How close can we go? Who were you on board with? You'll never know.
Oh, Sean Notes. Having a whale of a time onto the backstretch here.
Oh, trouble! Lopez around. Spins to the inside, no contact with the wall.
And Santiago Tires in the 17 around.
Let's take a look. We just lost it. Lost the balance on the curbs, and around he goes. I'm actually curious. What is the critique? Because it might be something actually, I don't want to say actually useful, but you know what I mean. Like, it could be good criticism instead of just, you suck. You know what I mean? Like,
my God. Oh, contact between Sean Conklin and Ryan Andrews. Going to send him around onto the front straightaway. And that was for 15th. Ryan Andrews trying to get back on track. He'll be able to rejoin here, but loses about 10 spots in the process.
Let's take a look. This was back around like the 13th, 14th spot.
And again, we've been watching the ascent here of Conklin through the field, and Ryan Andrew just goes for that pass, and Conklin has the run, pushes him just ends up going around. And Ryan Andrews actually taking a toe from that. I don't know how he had that much damage, but
Well, let's stay with him here, because unless he hits something else, he shouldn't have had that much damage. Or really any damage. Yeah, he just pulls over and decides to call it a day. Huh.
currently sitting in 42nd. Tough end of the night for Ryan Andrew.
Here's P5, Alex Van de Sant. Got Nate Stewart right behind him. Battle for 5th.
Van de Sant and Nate Stewart here for 5th and 6th. Shout out to Nate Stewart. I mean, he's going for a big pass here. Oh, my goodness.
And Van de Sant gave him so much room.
That might actually work for Nate Stewart here. I mean, he's going to be clear, and he'll have the advantage. What a move from Nate Stewart there, who spun on lap number 1. Was one of our 3 or 4 casualties that we had throughout the field, but played the strategy right and just broke his way into the top 5 over Alex Van de Sant.
Good run for these guys. Now, you got to keep in mind that they will have to pit again to make it to the end. We are past the halfway point. 24 laps to go. They've gone 17 laps. So at this point, you're just trying to split the race and get to the end that way.
I mean, even if you can make it to 20 to go, you're going to be in a good spot. But
yeah. What I find really interesting is for the guys that stayed, or for the guys that pitted at the stage caution, I'm not really seeing much of a benefit here. I mean, the first guy that pitted was Blake Reynolds. Here he is in 8th, and he took fuel only on that pit stop.
You know, and I mean, I think there was a potential benefit to waiting out. Obviously, the stage points are what matter. But for a lot of these guys who were mired back in the field, like you've seen what's happened to Sean Conklin, your stage 1 winner. He's back in 14th, and I mean, he is fighting for his life in the mid-pack right now. Has a little bit of space right now, but I mean, you saw even with Ryan Andrew just a few laps ago. I mean, again, the stage points are super valuable, but coming in and pitting has really done numbers for these guys, up in the top 10. Especially Parker White, Wyatt Tinsley, Brandon Hawken. I mean, because they've just been running basically hot laps around COTA right now. And, I mean, times have barely fallen off at all. Just go out there, hit your marks, and make it to the next pit stop. That's the name of the game.
Battle for 31st, not much of a battle as Cutlip gets by Cabrera. Let's see, there's got to be something further. About 28th, Christian Kendall and Kevin McAdams.
And this is the closest margin on the racetrack for 28th and 29th. You can see even then, not much of a battle at the moment. Everybody again just trying to hit their marks and be there for your last stop of the day here in the next few laps. And if you want to know how far back this battle is, Parker White right now, your leader, is hitting turn 10. So these guys almost half the racetrack back.
Here's turn 1. Here's Parker White. He's already out of turn 12.
And Parker White, I mean, we haven't had to talk about him much, but he's built a 2-second gap over Wyatt Tinsley, which was similar to what we had seen Sean Conklin do to him before that pit stop.
It's Justin.
Hi, Justin. You know, Justin's doing a great job out here. Running in 40th. I think it's about his average position of the day.
Still on the lead lap. His highest was 39th. And
was on the lead lap.
Yep, now he'll go a lap down. First car, 1 lap down. So if we manage to accidentally get a caution here, he would be the free pass. Look at that.
Yay.
Here's Sean Conklin and Oates. This is 13th on the racetrack right now as they come around to the final corner. Conklin still trying to work his way forward. 13th.
And another benefit here, too, for these guys that did pit before the pits closed in stage number 1. Look at Sean Conklin right now and how hard he's pushing this equipment. He's really just giving it his all. Hitting up turns 3 and 4 now, and we'll see him try to chase down the number 77 of Graham Boland in front of him, but pushing track limits. I mean, just trying his hardest to get back up into this top 10 right now, which is very much on the table, but still, when he comes down and pits, you're going to have to think 4 tires and fuel. And for Parker White, Wyatt Tinsley, who again are just out here kind of joyriding right now at the front of the field.
Crash. Frisch and Chilcutt. They were in the back half of the top 20, and they've looped it. Both get it pointed back in the right direction. Let's take a look. This was coming down into 12. And, oh! Where are we going? Jordy Lopez Jr. That's Jordy, the 89, the white car at the tail of this group. Gets a run on Chilcutt. Dives it in, and unfortunately, Frisch is the victim.
If gap car.
Sure. Frisch may disagree, but puts Frisch now in the 21st position, and he has Chris Wetz right behind him. So a couple of Barr Visuals cars here in the mid-pack. Back to the front as Kevin McAdams comes onto pit road in the back of the field. 7th, 8th, and 9th here through the S's. Seth Knoll, Blake Reynolds, and Daniel Falkingham with 20 to go.
Oh, Seth.
I wonder if he got the furled black flag for cutting and had to pull over, give up the time, and that lets him go by. So Blake will take 7th. Falkingham up to 8th. Side by side further back for 13th, Kwame Scott and Jonathan Oates.
Jake Nichols might try to get both of them here.
Gonna be dicey, but he makes it work.
Here comes Travis Hunter. Oh,
Who?
Ryan Hunter, I'm sorry.
Who? I know who you are.
Not Heisman Trophy winner, Travis Hunter.
He's so good. He's the driver, and then he gets out and he jacks the car up during the pit stops.
Yeah, we got him playing both ways.
Pit stops.
Here comes Nichols.
Here comes everybody to pit road. Hawken, DeMerchant, Blake Reynolds. No, Blake Reynolds stayed out, I'm sorry. But Conklin stays out. DeMerchant, Nate Stewart, Van de Sant, all on pit road. Hawken down and away. Fuel only for the 49 and for some of the others that came onto pit road. When will we see Parker White come to pit road now is the question. He's 3 seconds ahead of Wyatt Tinsley as they're making their way now through the back half of the course. So the window's open to make it to the end on fuel.
And I think it's any lap now. Second place, Wyatt Tinsley.
And you notice, again, fuel only for a lot of those guys that just stopped. Parker?
I mean, we'll see. Not going to be yes this time.
Yep, it will. Will Tinsley follow? Yes. How about Blake Reynolds? Still a mile and a half back with Falkingham. And then Noel and Mercurio. Will any of them decide to come onto pit road here?
And here they are now, presented with the choice. Blake Reynolds, no. Falkingham, no.
Stay
Seth
out.
Noel.
Noel will. He's the only one of this group. For Parker White, tires. Looks like left side tires for Parker White. Wyatt Tinsley also, I think, took tires.
Yeah, it was 2 for Parker and
Lefts, huh? Interesting.
yeah.
Well, I guess since it is a road course, at that point, why not just take 4? Except you lose the track position.
Well, that's the thing is it would take so much more time. I mean, again, you have an 18-second gap back to Blake Reynolds. So I mean, Cosman trying to get on pit road.
Yeah, he's missed the mark here. Let's take a look. You're not good when you look over and you see somebody in the negative speed. And that's because, hey pal, pit road's this way. Came in a little too hot. So the question now, when does Daniel Falkingham decide to come onto pit road?
Parker White is running about half a second faster than these guys, maybe a little more. Sounds
Falkingham stays out, but Reynolds will not. Conklin will not. Parker White's just going to blow right by him.
Yeah, it's insane that he's right here with them already. Never a good sign if you're trying to, I was about to say, you're trying to stay out and you got the guy that just came down pit road already on your back bumper.
Yeah. Not good.
And Falkingham only has about a 4-second advantage over these guys. So again, you are absolutely going to lose that. I mean, even Parker White took him 33 seconds on the pit lane. So if you gulf, you'll only, I mean, I don't think it makes much sense because you're still going to have to sit there and wait for the car to fill up. Just Malillo off track. Ooh, almost contact between White and Bolin.
This is for position. This is for third. Bolin still has to pit. Parker White does not.
And we'll see if any of these top 3 come down this time. Falkingham approaching pit entry. Looks like he will.
Mercurio will follow.
All 3 of them do.
Bolin will follow. And the Death Star approacheth. Parker White back to the lead with 15 laps to go.
Tinsley was able to shrink that gap down to 1.3.
Do we have anything for Parker? Put some oil down on the racetrack.
Doing a great job, though. I mean, he is hauling. Parker, I will say, has turned the jets on. Last time by, Parker ran a 137.1.
Tinsley, 136.4.
And that's where I think Parker has been watching that interval in the black box and It's like, all right, maybe it's time to go a little bit, because a 137.1 from Parker White, about a second and some change off of his best lap, so plenty of time that he can make up, and you can see him start to widen that gap up just a little bit, up to 1.6 tenths now. Sorry, 1 second and 6 tenths. I know what you are.
Yep. Famous FTF math right there.
Just numbers in general. Don't hurl them at us. I mean, here we are, 14 laps to go, and play the Jaws music, the Imperial March, whatever you want.
15 to go, unfortunately. I still don't know where the start or the finish line is here, because I swear the restart line is at a different spot than the timing line for laps. I don't understand it. This is not F1. I know they do stupid things. This is not. These are not Formula cars.
FTF F1.
No,
FTF
that's already a thing, and it's dead because Justin couldn't handle it. He was killing his sanity. Already tried FTF1. A little further back. Oh, that's Santa Tierra just pulling over for loss of Peel. 23rd. How about 8th, 9th, and 10th? Conklin. Hard at work. Blake Reynolds to the inside. Mercurio is there as well.
Oh.
Tried it.
Getting on the back bumper.
You have the wrong ankle here. Just trying to set him up. Ankle, angle. Woof. Set him up for 18 out of the carousel. Down to turn 19.
Gotta be careful, though, because you can't let Brian Mercurio get to your back bumper.
Oh!
A little too much contact. Conklin's going to lose that spot and the spot to Mercurio. He struggles to even hang on to it down the front straightaway. A good save from Conklin, but he's going to give up 8th and 9th in the process.
That's going to open the door for the 41. Mercurio as Blake Reynolds locks it up, and here comes the 41 to the inside, side by side for 8th. Oh, man, and Blake Reynolds got sideways.
And watch for a big move from Sean Conklin here. They were getting chippy over the radio because of that move. We'll see. They're going to be coming up on a few different passing zones here. This being one of them. Looks going to get on the back bumper of Blake Reynolds. Going to have the chute to go through, and now down onto the backstretch. Conklin still all over the back bumper of Blake Reynolds. They'll go down and get into turn number 12.
There's a point where I thought he was just going to drive through him, and here comes the 39. Falkingham into the mix. He's in 11th. He wants back into the top 10. He breaks the ankles of Conklin and pushes him out of the way, saying, see you later.
Great move from Falkingham there to dive in, but Conklin going to start getting aggressive, and he's all over the back bumper again, trying to shove the 39 through. Almost even made contact with the 66 up ahead. Run through the carousel now.
Hit him once but twice on the back end, trying to get him out of the way.
Watch this final corner here. I don't know if Sean Conklin's going to like this too much.
Close enough to make a move. By the way, speaking of not close enough, Parker White's back in front by 2.4 seconds. The gap just keeps growing. It's 2 seconds now between Parker and Wyatt. That race for the lead, Dunzo. Blake Reynolds locks up the tires again, getting into turn number 1.
And closest battle on the racetrack back in turn number 1 for 16th between Van Drugmond and Joe Armstrong. But even then, Armstrong going to have to pull something off to not have the 19 just drive away from him through the S's here.
Kind of like that.
We'll see. Oh, Armstrong gave it throttle. So usually they coast it through there, but Armstrong getting aggressive, flipped the throttle a little bit. It almost shot him too wide, getting onto the backstretch.
We've got Jonathan Oates trying to hold off Jake Nichols behind them. Alex Chilcutt in the mix in the 81. He's 20th right now, so this is 16th through 20th all in one shot.
Chilcutt's going to have Jake Nichols there. Drugman, Armstrong, Oates, Chilcutt, and Nichols. The back half of your top 20 here.
Back up to 9th. Falkingham trying to track down Blake Reynolds. Defensive line. That could open up the door for the 39. Here we go.
And watch this from above, because as these guys start to battle, it's going to open the door right back up for Sean Conklin, who's still trying to regain that track position that he lost with the contact from Blake Reynolds in the last corner earlier. Brian Mercurio has been able to get around Blake Reynolds in the meantime and start to drive away from this group a little bit, but Conklin's been consistently one of the quickest cars on the racetrack, so if he can get by Falkingham, the door could open up for him.
Oh, he drove it in deep into 12.
Stacked up once again.
Oh, low contact there. Falkingham to the back of Reynolds.
Into 14 and 15 now, the carousel.
Home state race here for Blake. Houston native.
Doing a great job into turn 17 here, the final corner. And again, just not in position to do anything, but still 10 laps to go. You have plenty of time,
And he can't lock the tires up getting into turn number 1. He's been doing that these last couple of laps. Conklin to the back bumper of the 39. Little contact there between the 39 and 66. But Conklin in the mix as they go to the S's.
Oh, and he's going to get on the back bumper again.
Through the shortcut.
Lots of contact, just hasn't been able to finish him.
And then just up the road, Mercurio got by Seth Knoll, and Knoll is drifting back to these guys. Falkingham to the bottom. He's got a shot. But Reynolds able to put the power down on exit and get back in front. $10 to go.
Starting to spread out a little bit more, but here comes Conklin. Big shove. Seth Knoll into the pit lane.
Why? Something must be wrong with the one. If he's got to come to pit road, here's Conklin. Underneath to turn 1.
They're going to be side by side coming down the hill out of turn number 1. Falkingham with the advantage, but as they go into the S's, it's going to be Conklin who has him back. There he goes.
Fuel only, the stop for Knoll. So apparently didn't get enough gas in the tank.
Huh.
It's tough for the Barr Visuals FTF 500 winner.
Quick update on a battle that we were watching. Van Drugman and Joe Armstrong actually had contact, sent the 022 around into the outside wall out of turn number 1. Van Drugman was deemed responsible for that wreck and had to drop from 15th all the way back to 20th behind the 022 for initiating the contact. So they are back here in 19th and 20th.
Now you've got Lawson Peel right there in the mix as well. Not missing anything at the front of the field. Parker White out in front, still by around 1.8 seconds over Wyatt Tinsley with 9 laps to go. Parker White continues to just extend that gap. Conklin now trying to close in on Blake Reynolds for this 8th position. He's in the tire tracks down the front straightaway. He may be there in a lap.
All you got to do is, again, be consistent. You'll hear me say, hit your marks over and over again. Just not overdriving any of these corners, setting yourself up for the next set of corners so that way you can build up as much momentum as possible, make up as much time around this racetrack. And Conklin, you'll see, he has been sending it, but hasn't pushed that barrier yet. He is close.
It's all about rhythm.
Yeah.
Get out of rhythm, and he could be in some trouble. Falkingham is still lurking in the background there. At 39.
Smooth and calm from everybody right now. Blake Reynolds with about a half a second advantage over Conklin at the moment. Not quite there to make any sort of a move in turn 17 this time. But is making ground up little by little increments.
Last time by, Blake Reynolds was about a tenth faster than Conklin. A 136.7 from Blake Reynolds, a 136.8 from Conklin, a 136.5 from Daniel Falkingham, the fastest of the three, working there in that 10th spot.
Another thing too is, I mean, you don't want to make any sort of these moves too early. I mean, if you're Sean Conklin, you move Blake Reynolds out of the way, that's just going to incentivize him with, 5 laps to go, 4 laps to go to get on your bumper and move you out of the way. But Sean Conklin doesn't care. He's all over the back bumper. Blake Reynolds parks it on the nose of Conklin now, opens the door for Falkingham, who's back in this mix as well. 3 cars battling right for the 8th spot.
And you see the damage to the nose of the 54 of Conklin. Got punched in there with the contact. Again to the back bumper. Gives another shot to Blake Reynolds. Looks inside. Reynolds throws the block. Turns him. Around goes Reynolds. Through the carousel. Keeps it out of the wall and keeps his foot in it. He'll lose 5 spots in the process. And Conklin, I don't think he cares at this point. Consequences be damned. He had enough. And Blake Reynolds with that last block. Enough for the 54 to move him out of the way.
And that's just frustration boiling over again. Blake Reynolds and Conklin had that contact in the last corner a few laps earlier. Conklin just now got that back, but Blake Reynolds throwing big blocks, parking it on the nose. You saw it multiple times. Conklin just ships him off, and it might have to answer to Ben for that one.
Here's Falkingham. Conklin locked it up into turn 1. Falkingham to the rear bumper. Graham Boland has joined the party as well in that 77. This is all for the 8th position. It's been where we've seen some of the best racing all night long.
And Falkingham, I don't know if he needs to stress this. Oh, we got David Cabrera is doing burnouts right as this group is coming by.
That's good. Thanks for coming out, David.
Oh, my goodness.
Here's Conklin. More than 3 seconds back on the next car in front of him, Mercurio. He's just been able to run away. Conklin has not been able to outrun, though, this 39. He's brought more folks behind him. With Bolin, Kwame Scott is loosely in the mix as well. All the battle for 8th. The leader taking 6 laps to go.
Race Control does call that a racing deal between Conklin and Blake Reynolds. And so Falkingham will have to shift his focus to get around this 54.
And I think that's fair.
Yeah, I mean, Blake Reynolds was throwing blocks.
Yeah, I don't think that Conklin would have been as willing to ship him. But when he threw the block and kind of forced him to no man's land, I think Conklin said, you know what, I've had enough. And I don't blame the call there one bit. Here's Falkingham again, trying to set up that move into turn number 1. And sometimes turn 1's the best spot to set up a move, because if you get the car in front of you to make a mistake, it will matter all the way back around the racetrack through the rhythm section in the S's.
Falkingham, 3/10. He is getting close to Conklin there. They're side by side up ahead, not for position though.
The leader will take 5 laps to go this time by Parker White with a 4-second lead over Wyatt Tinsley. The battle here for 8th. Conklin has it. Falkingham wants it.
And Falkingham still all over the back bumper of the 54. Going to be going through the carousel now. 14 and 15 into 16 and 17, the final corner.
The 16 here. And now the final corner turns 17. Zabelski, the lap car, just up ahead of these guys. And Falkingham on the back door. This could be the best shot he's had all run. Let's see what happens in the run up the hill to turn 1.
Conklin's been locking up the brakes.
Lock up. Falkingham overdrove it. Here's Bolin to the inside. He'll get by Falkingham, and he's within striking distance now of Conklin to the S's.
And Bolin was 3/10 faster than Daniel Falkingham, who was 2/10 faster than Conklin last time by. All this happening with lap traffic up ahead. Big time battle for 8th. Going into turn number 12 now, onto this backstretch.
Oh, Zabelski, where are we going? Gets out of the way now. Comes to a stop to avoid the traffic in the center of the corner. But Conklin could not have liked that. Here's Bolin to the back bumper.
Can he get him into 13?
Trying to set him up for the carousel. That's where we saw Conklin make the move. Crash. Nichols and Drugman. This is out of turn 12. They get it rolling. Back to the battle for 8th. Coming to 4 to go. Looks like Bolin going to go outside. Conklin to pit road. So Bolin will take the spot. This could open up the door for Falkingham as they hit 4 to go here.
That's the second driver to drop out of the top 10. We'll see if it's fuel only for Conklin like it was for Seth Knoll earlier.
It is fuel only for the 54. Battle for 8th, 9th, 10th continues. Falkingham in 9th. Bolin just up the road. Somebody mowing the lawn. It's Justin. And Kwame Scott here in 10th. With about 3.5 laps to go here at Circuit of the Americas.
If I'm Kwame Scott here, I'm letting Daniel Falkingham get to the back bumper of Graham Bolin, but as you can see, I'm not Kwame Scott. He's all over the back bumper of Falkingham, trying to take that 9th spot away. really, I think, hurt himself there because Falkingham's starting to fall off of Graham Bolin. A gap up to 0.8. We'll say of the three, Kwame was far and away the fastest of them last time by. We'll see at the line. It's just about even into turn number 1. Down the hill into the S's here. Gap up to a second between Bolin and Falkingham.
Scott still trying to close. Nice battle further back. This is for 15th. Contact, Frisch and Oates. This is not going to end well. Somehow they sort it out. You've got Joe Armstrong right there in the mix. This is dicey to the shortcut. Coming to 2 to go this time. Frisch backs it down, and oh boy, that was close. Oh, and Frisch locks it up. Here we go. Here comes Oates. Here comes Armstrong.
Here comes
turn
Peel
15.
while we're at it.
Peel trying to move him out of the way. Side by side of the carousel. Frisch drives it in deep.
Here comes Armstrong, though. They're side by side between Oates and Frisch. Into turn 16, big swipe across the nose. Michael Pete Frisch. Oates and Armstrong going to be side by side into the final set of corners now.
Coming to 2 to go this time. This is the battle for 15th on the racetrack. 16th here between Oates and Armstrong. Frisch able to scoot away a little bit as they stay side by side. Armstrong drives it in deep. Here comes Peel from downtown. Really has to jam on the brakes. And Armstrong able to take the spot away. He's now 16th. Can he catch Frisch in the final 2 laps?
0.5 is the gap that Michael P. Frisch has to nurse here over Joe Armstrong to hold on to 15th. Through the S's and into turn number 6.
Got Conklin in this group as well. Remember, he had to come to pit road for fuel, so you know he's driving angry. White flag is in the wind for Parker White. He's already in turn 1 on his last lap of the race. Meanwhile, back to the battle for 15th or so.
It's where the action's happening. Armstrong has closed it down to 0.3. Frisch just needs to run a clean set of corners. Don't lock him up like you just did. Into the carousel now with the 022 all over the back bumper.
Armstrong's there on board the 022 to turn 16. Cleaner entry there from Frisch. They'll get the white flag here. Armstrong going to try and set it up for one long run down the front straightaway.
We'll see. If you're going to do it, you better put him away, though, because he'll get right back on your back bumper.
He backed the corner up.
Frisch!
Look at this. He backed the corner up. Frisch drove it, overdrove it huge into turn 1. Oh, and contact. Around goes Oates off the bumper of Frisch. Oates keeps his foot in it. Here comes Parker White through the final corner.
Oh, and it gets Conklin, too, through the S's.
Conklin hard into the wall. Checkers are out. Parker White's first win of 2025 comes at Circuit of the Americas. Battle for 9th. Here's Kwame Scott on Falkingham. Just up the road, battle for 6th. Van de Sant Mercurio, we haven't talked about him at all. This is the run to the line. A little loose from Van de Sant. Mercurio backs off, trying to make one last push. to the final corner. Mercurio to the outside. Van de Sant defensive line. Trying to cross him over. At the line, it goes to Van de Sant. Falkingham will hold on for 9th. Shout out to Justin just chilling. Oh my God! Dead. Here's Frisch. After bulldozing half the field on the last lap, he's going to come around and finish in the 17th position. But Parker White, after all of that, gets to burn down the house for the first time in 2025. He's a winner in the Barr Visuals FTF Cup Series.
Oh, man.
What a night.
Oates and Frisch get together after the checkered flag. Both of them off track now.
Gee, I wonder why. Parker White will burn down the house. Let's see if we can take a look here at what all transpired on that final lap. And we're not even close. Let's hit that button. Here we go. This is the last lap. So Frisch overcooks the corner. Really, that's incidental contact, I think. Just two guys fighting for the same spot. Conklin. Ooh. I need another look at that one.
Yeah, get us from high above here. I mean, Frisch for sure, I think, out of turn 1, just gets back on the throttle.
Yep. That one's incidental. This one? Man, it's like Conklin went to turn in, but Frisch was there. That's a hard shot for Conklin. I'm not sure there's much Frisch could do there in either situation.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be honest. You know, obviously, Jonathan Oates isn't going to be happy about it. Sean Conklin's not going to be happy about it. But I don't know if there's anything that he could have done differently in that spot.
Parker White is your winner. Wyatt Tinsley second. Brandon Hawkin third. Seth DeMerchant fourth. Nate Stewart fifth. Alex Van de Sant sixth. Seventh tonight, Brian Mercurio. Eighth, Graham Bolin. Ninth, Daniel Falkingham. Kwame Scott. Caleb finished in 10th.
11th tonight is Blake Reynolds. Jordy Lopez in 12th. Ryan Hunter hangs on for a 13th. Alex Chilcutt in 14th. Joe Armstrong in the 15th spot. Lawson Peel in 16th. Michael P. Frisch in 17th after a wild last lap. Chris Wett in 18th. And Van Drugman and Seth Knoll round out your top 20.
21st tonight belongs to Aaron Smith. Jonathan Oates 22nd after the contact. Jake Nichols, a quiet night for him in 23rd. Santiago Tires in 24th. Kevin King had a great start, not a good finish, 25th. Ryan Doucette 26th. Sean M. Conklin, after his crash on the last lap, comes home in 27th. So disappointing for him. The pole sitter had a very strong car, could not get the job done. Christian Kendall 28th. David L. Brown 29th. And Kevin McAdams finished 30th.
Jonathan Cutlip, 31st. Last car on the lead lap. Gabriel Dahari in 32nd. Cosmin Ionescu, 33rd. Jake Poulin, 34th. Brett Pancari in 35th. Brian Sabelski, 36th. David Cabrera, 37th. Art Reimer in 38th. Justin Malillo, 39th. Josh Chin in 40th. Last four cars to round out your field. William White, Ryan Andrew, Kyler Wynn, and Lance Hill all involved in incidents and out of tonight's event.
Parker White joins the program. First win of 2025. Did you think this first win would come on a road course?
Yeah, I guess so. We had, obviously, the Barr Vigils 500. That was kind of a wild card race. And then I missed last week just because Bathurst 12 was kind of already worn out that day, so I decided not to race. But wasn't really sure about this one because Sean had really good pace. It's really similar to last year. Like, at the start, he was for sure quicker than me, and both last year and this year. And Wyatt and I's pit strategies ended up working out in our favor. So we're just able to maintain that track position. I was able to get out in clean air and just run some clean laps, just keep the lap times consistent and bring it home.
First win of the year. Obviously, won 14 races last year. There's still a long way to go, but dominating performance. Next week, we go to Phoenix, a track that you're also pretty good at, and you won the race there last year.
Yeah. Got my first Coke win there. So usually it's been a pretty good track for me in the past. So yeah, just see if I can go to it next week.
Parker,
Actually,
congratulations.
I will not be here next week. I'll be at Williams HQ, so I will not be here.
Wow. Did you hear that, gang? Somebody else could win next week. Just remember that. Parker White, though, gets the job done tonight. We could have 4 different winners in the first 4 races. Parker, we'll see you, I guess, in 2 weeks when we go to Las Vegas.
All right, have a good one, guys.
Parker White's your winner tonight here at Circuit of the Americas. Second place belongs to Wyatt Tinsley. He is with Caleb. Maybe. What is ATVO is the most broken thing. Go.
Well, Wyatt, once Parker got out in front, I understand it's a troublesome spot to be in, but overall for you, a clean race, and you come home second out of everything.
Yeah, I'm not mad about that. I feel like I was doing like the 23XI thing from the day, just follow the leader pretty much. But oh no, I had a good race. We played a good strategy together. He had taken lefts at the pit stop. I had taken rights, and we'll see what happened. I feel like if I didn't lose on my time at from originally, I wasn't better than him rear tire wise. I feel like during the S's, I think turn 1 and then past the S's there, that section of the track, I was better than him. And then after that, I just completely lost, apparently. So, and then the last 2 corners, I feel like I was about the same pace. But, oh no, I mean, I had a lot of fun. Good racing Kevin at the start. I feel like I was just trying to save my tires at the start and then just kind of be there for the end, play good strategy. I think Sean was probably the fastest car, obviously by the way he did at the start, but I think he just got mired back in traffic, unlucky. But I enjoyed it. A lot of fun. Good win to Parker, obviously. But yeah, I enjoyed my P2.
Yeah, no, and I mean, speaking of Kevin King for you, we go back to Phoenix next week with the Next Gens, obviously a combo that. Yeah, sorry, I had to rub it in there for you, but we'll see you there next week.
Yeah, I'll be there. But yeah, it'll be all. I appreciate y'all broadcasting. I'm sure I heard that the mid-pack battle looked a lot of fun there, so I enjoyed watching that. And then me and Parker White just 4 seconds away from each other.
Yeah, no, I was about to say you guys were up there, didn't have to worry about any of that, just put laps down. But yeah, no, lots of great racing throughout the back of the pack there. But yeah, no, a clean race for you, and you come home second out of everything. So I appreciate your time, Wyatt, and congrats on a good finish coming out of COTA tonight.
Thank you, and y'all have a good one. Thanks for broadcasting.
Wyatt Tinsley, Jacob.
The Philadelphia 76ers, by the way, have to be the most stupid team.
We almost made it.
Here's the thing. I want to address this before we get to Brandon Hawken. They don't have their MVP. Joel Embiid is out for the year. Steph Curry dropped 52 points the other night. The Sixers beat the Warriors 126-119 tonight. What the hell is going on? Anyway,
only Jacob would complain about his team winning.
Correct. They can't keep getting away with this. Here's Brandon Hawken. He comes home in 3rd place tonight, filling in for Art Reimer. And, well, you may not have had the fastest car all day, Brandon, but in the thick of things at the very end, is there anything you could have done to catch that stupid 95 of Parker White? Maybe put somebody else in victory lane?
Oh man, I don't know. That's tough. I probably not, but I think I could have been closer. If I didn't know they were taking tires there until after the first stop, and because usually the kind of meta with this car is to just not take tires, so I was kind of just doing that, and then but then I was kind of afraid to take them afterwards because the pit stop time would increase by quite a lot. So. I'm just like, you know what? I kind of made my bed. I'm just gonna stay on the tires I started with, and they were good for a little bit at the start of the run, but then you could tell the new tires they were kind of just started pulling away. So feel like I optimized for the most part, like what I could get, and yeah, there's Wyatt and Parker, they were just gone. So I had some really big pressure there from Seth in the middle portion of the race, and yeah, I was just hoping I could hang on, and maybe if he took tires on the last stop, I could just manage that gap, and yeah, it worked out all right. So yeah, I mean, big thanks to Art for having me in the car, and EPB Fiber Optics, where you get it's the fastest internet for the fastest driver. Sorry about that. And man, thanks to both of them for having me in the car, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. Had a really good race, and it was clean for the most part. So yeah, it was fun.
Brandon, congratulations on the top 3, and hopefully we'll see you next week when we go to Phoenix.
Oh, for sure you will, and yeah, just a couple more things. Sorry, I'd just like to thank Racing Prodigy and Sucker Punch, and I'm gonna be making my TV debut tomorrow on MAV TV, 9 p.m. Eastern, I believe. Racing Prodigy, Motorsports Revolution. So make sure to catch that, and it's gonna be a really great series. So yeah, looking forward to that, and looking forward to next week at FTF as well. So yeah, well, I forget what track you said, but looking forward to it anyway. So it'll be a good time. So yeah, great talking to you again, and yeah, we'll see you guys next week.
There you have it. Brandon Hawken coming home in 3rd tonight. It's over. No more road courses until oh boy, this is our last road course race until Chicago Street Course, July 6th. We do not touch a road course until July.
Hey, well, I mean, I'll say I think that this was a nice change of pace from last year. I think this layout change that we saw tonight really helped the racing. I mean, we saw lots of awesome battles really throughout the back half of the pack, and really enjoyed watching a lot of those unfold. Lots of contact and lots of guys running over all each other, but lots of fun for you and I to watch at the very least.
Right about it. A lot of good stuff here tonight from COTA. We'll be back a week from tonight at Phoenix in the Next Gen cars, and we look forward to having you along for the ride as well. My thanks to Justin Melillo and the FTF gang for letting us do this every week. My thanks to Finian from SimTV for essentially giving us the cameras so the broadcast wouldn't quite look like crap tonight. And my thanks to Gail Hoffman for joining me. I'm Jacob Pitts. We will see you in Phoenix. Parker White, your winner tonight at Circuit of the Americas.